Okay, so Elon Musk and Tesla invested 1.4 billion into Bitcoin, and because of which Bitcoin value rose from $40,000 to $44,000. Okay, and all of a sudden all the Bitcoin believers are like, oh, see, I told you, ha ha ha, if you had invested Bitcoin 10 years ago, blah 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 blah. Okay, in this video I'll tell you why this is the beginning of the end for both Elon Musk as well as Bitcoin. Okay, hear my argument and then give me your great predictions down below, since you are one of the some of you are the great authorities of Bitcoin. You know, you are legends. You have, like, I get some of these comments, oh ha 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 ha, I made $20,000, I made $40,000, and you can bitch about and cry. Fine, you're a rich guy, you're making millions of dollars every month, so just listen. Okay, first answer some of these questions. You answer some of these questions, and then I'll apologize. My first question, let's say I have 1 million worth of Bitcoins. Okay, let's assume I have 1 million Bitcoins, and there is this car I want to buy which is costing $200,000. Okay, so I go to the dealer and ask, I want to buy this car, how many Bitcoins will you take? So he'll give me a number. Now the question is, after 2 months, will it be the same number of Bitcoins? After 1 month, let's go 1 month, will it be the same or will it fluctuate? After 2 months, will it be the same or will it fluctuate? After 6 months, will it be the same or fluctuate? Bitcoin is such a volatile asset, okay, which fluctuates almost every day. So that's the first question. Can you give me an exact amount of a Bitcoin? See, a dollar also goes up and down, agreed. But does it go as much as Bitcoin? Today it lost 14%, tomorrow it lost 20%, oh, it gained 100%. I mean, what the fuck, how do you buy anything? What do you buy? Just imagine you ended up buying a car for $200,000 worth of Bitcoin, only to find out after a few days, after it jumped up in value, that you could have purchased the same car for half the number of Bitcoins. Which then in turn leads me to my next question. So you answer the first question, what is the fixed value of a Bitcoin, which is never there. Okay, you don't know every day what it changes. That's why it gives rise to the second problem. So please, first question, please. If I want to buy a car of $100,000, how many Bitcoins should I be spending? Give me the value for today, next week, next month, after 2 months, after 3 months. It's like, going to a showroom. Range Rover, how much? 100,000. After I come after 2 days, Range Rover, how much? 120,000. After 3 days, Range Rover, how much? 90,000. I mean, like, what the fuck? You'll be like, give me a fixed price, man. What the fuck is this? Okay, the second problem. How many people are using Bitcoin for transactions? Like, what are you buying? You're buying pizza? Are you buying pizza, groceries, medicine, paying water, electricity with Bitcoin? Are you doing that? Or did you just take your hard-earned US dollars or rupees or dirhams, invest in a Bitcoin and sit and wait? Okay, let me wait. Oh, it rose 10%. Yeah, I'm rich. Okay, then you wait. Oh, went up, went down, went up, went down. It rose 15%. Yeah, I'm rich. Okay, so every time you wait, when it goes down, you keep quiet. When it goes up, you shout and scream and all that. So what are you using a Bitcoin for? Take your money, currency, and put it in it and sit and wait, no? Nothing else you're doing, right? What is the point and purpose of this Bitcoin? Take your money, put it in and sit and wait? That's all? Isn't it better to have a currency that you can use on a day-to-day basis? Bitcoin was created for what? Bitcoin was created for transaction, for day-to-day transactions. It was used to exchange of value. Who is exchanging what fucking value? The whole the reason why Bitcoin was created was something else, and today, because of human greed, it's being used for something else. Okay, so answer that question. The question specifically is, what are you using Bitcoin for? Purchasing what? Okay, please let me know, what have you purchased, from where, so at least, uneducated guy can know. Number 3, how many governments, how many banks, how many countries have legally accepted Bitcoin as a legal currency, legal form of currency? Okay, I know you'll say that, oh, it is being featured in stock market. Fine, stock market. I'm talking of a currency, doing business. Bitcoin, huh? No, nothing else, not Ethereum and Bitcash and all this Coinbase and this and that and Doggy Coin and whatever. So Bitcoin is being accepted as currency in which country? Which government has formally accepted? Fine, whole country will accept Bitcoin for everything. Grocery shop, pharmacy, hospital, water, electricity. Can you give me? Okay, so please answer that third question. Point number 4, what is the percentage of Bitcoin versus other assets? How high is Bitcoin's penetration? When you compare it, let's say, to gold. If Bitcoin is in billion, how many extra billions is gold? Tell me, do your Google research. And let's not go too further ahead. Let me give you the latest example. So Elon Musk invested 1.5 billion into Bitcoin. Bitcoin value went up. So please explain to me, what is Bitcoin doing extra now that the value has gone up? What is it doing extra? Is it universally accepted? Is it more like more people are using it? Is it like there is more business transactions, or is it just speculation that they have again jumped into, that this is speculation and the value will go up? So by Elon Musk investing, it's again like optimism, right? It's hope. The usefulness has not increased. The usage has not increased. Again, speculation, right? So now let's assume Elon Musk dies. Then what happens? Bitcoin value will stay up. When a value of anything goes up without any common usage by the masses, it loses its value, man. Who's using Bitcoin for what? And at $44,000 a Bitcoin, is it becoming affordable to the masses? When you buy a 0.0001 of a Bitcoin, it means what? And so here, Elon Musk, he invested. So did the usage increase? Did the usefulness increase? No, nothing happened. He just invested the money, he just purchased. There's a problem, is this is hero worship for Elon Musk. Oh, whatever it does, oh wow, oh Elon Musk. Okay, let me move to the next point now. The Elon Musk phenomenon, the halo effect. Fine, he has some credentials, great stuff. PayPal, good, fine, nobody thought possible. He did PayPal, very good, very good. Electric car, kudos to him. It was long in the process, but somewhere down the line, success goes to your head and you start playing God. It has happened to so many human beings where they thought, like Adidas, that quote, no? Impossible is nothing. So, what are some of the stupid ventures that Elon Musk has undertaken? Solar City. What happened to it? Solar is not something that is newly discovered. Solar was discovered, solar energy, quite a number of years. Why is it the deserts, they are not going full solar? Why? Please explain to me why. Come on, do some research which goes against your bias and tell me why solar energy is not practical. Why Elon Musk has not been able to successfully implement Solar City. Please explain. I am waiting, Baba, waiting. Okay, get that. Why Solar City is not happening. Second question for Elon Musk, out of the many questions. This is the second sub question. SpaceX, living on Mars. Okay, what is the distance from Earth to Mars versus Earth, USA, to the Sahara Desert or Antarctica? What is the distance? Sahara Desert or Antarctica closer, Mars is far away. Okay. Now, if you're so confident that you can set up a colony on Mars, why don't you show it by setting up a colony in the Sahara Desert? Show a successful, sustainable colony on Sahara Desert or in Antarctica or Arctic or whatever. Show it there. And if you can do it there on Earth, where there is oxygen, where there is water, where there is food, where there is something goes wrong, you have a backup. At least you can, refine the process. But here, you're going billions of miles, not millions, billions of miles to Mars. If something goes wrong, then what the fuck do you do? How do you take the material? How do you transport the material? How do you transport human beings? How many days will it take for a human being to reach Mars? So when you can't do it in Antarctica, when you can't do it in Sahara Desert, you expect people to fall for the bullshit, which people are falling, that you will do it on Mars? What kind of stupidity is this? Blind leading the fucking blind? Okay, here's another thing. This Mars thing. How many of us are going to go to Mars in this lifetime? This lifetime it's going to happen. It's going to happen 10 years down the line. We are going to start a colony on Mars. See, let's be realistic. 20 years, this generation, you're not been able to do it on the moon, and you're going to fucking do it on the Mars so far? Okay, let's move to the next point. SpaceX, same. This rocket launching, traveling from point A to point B in seconds. It is for who? Lay people, normal people like you and me. Or it is for the uber rich. Space travel for uber rich. So in a population of 9 billion, how many people will be using that service? 1%? Less than 1? Okay. So what about the 99% of the world? They are using traveling in rockets from here to there, or space travel. Richard Branson failed. That time people used to worship him. Jeff Bezos is trying. He and Elon Musk are super rich. They have not succeeded. And given the fact that these rockets, one mistake, one human error, it explodes. When a Boeing aircraft crashed, you have to pay billions, millions, and sue. They got sued, and that is being used almost every single day. Okay. So now this SpaceX thing, which is being used once a week or once a month, if it explodes, do you think all the other rich people will say, hey, it's okay, man, 9 guys died, billionaires, let me try, I won't die? Okay. Then comes this underground boring Fine, good idea, like the underground railways. When you have an accident on the top of the road, normal road, when you have an accident, there's a traffic jam, police is called in, ambulance is called in, there's an explosion, okay, fine. It can be cleared off in few hours. So if there's an explosion or there is an accident or there's something happens below the ground, after how many minutes or hours can they repair everything and sort it out? Do the math. Okay. So now, last question. And after this, I will reach my conclusion. SpaceX, Tesla, and Solar City. Is it profitable or is it still a loss-making entity? Has it reached the point of making profits? No, right? Okay. So if they are not making profits and they are still hemorrhaging loss, even if one is making but the others are making a loss, if you have one business making a profit of 50,000, okay, but the rest are hemorrhaging cash of 100,000, can you call yourself a successful businessman? Yes or no? Simple, yes or no? See, Elon Musk is a visionary, no doubt. I'll give him that. Elon Musk has done things very few people dare to do or dream. Hats off to him for that. To his credit, he has some exceptional achievements. PayPal, great. Electric car, great. But that doesn't make him a perfect human being. And that doesn't make him right every single time. The problem of having this cult-like following, where everything he does, oh wow, Elon Musk is doing and we follow, is a sheep fucking mentality. Just because you're right in one thing doesn't mean you're right every time. You and I both make mistakes. But here, you'll say, oh, then why can't you make a mistake in this? Here, common sense is in question, man. Common sense. Explain to me this Mars. Tell me, you answer. This Mars thing, is it going to happen? When you can't make people live in Sahara Desert, in Mars you're going to make it happen? Why are we bullshitting ourselves? You can't make Earth sustainable, which has oxygen, food, people, everything here. You can't do it here and you're doing it billions of miles away. Transportation itself is going to be a fucking nightmare. What are you fucking talking, man? Okay, that's one. Second is, now after Steve Jobs, Apple was never the same again. Never. Elon Musk dies. What happens to Tesla, SpaceX? What happens to the underground boring project? What happens to that Solar City? What happens? Who's going to take the leads? Who's going to take the leadership? Who's going to make it succeed? You have one charismatic leader. And then if he dies, what happens to Bitcoin? From 44, it'll just slam down, right? Okay. Third one, Bitcoin. People invest hoping that the value will keep growing, go to 100,000, go to highest, and then encash on it. And they go back to what? Go back to normal currency. Bitcoin was created for exchanging of value, not speculation. That Satoshi guy created it for a fair exchange. But that's not happening. All what's happening is, I invested 1, it became 100. Oh fuck, wait, became 1,000. Oh, wait, became 2,000. And then people bragging about how much money they have made in Bitcoin without encashing it. Sitting and waiting for it to climb up in value. And mining is becoming less practical. See the amount, of computing power required to mine these coins, and see how people are going berserk. Full warehouses which are just sucking off electricity like crazy and water. It's not sustainable, man. So where is the end to this? And here's my one gut feeling prediction or whatever. Every invention that has come in terms of computers and software, there has come a point where there are hackers and there are people who have managed to create a virus. Let's hypothetically assume one day there is a virus that is created. They can infiltrate this Bitcoin, okay? And it infects all the PCs and all the servers globally. All of them, and sits and waits like a ticking time bomb. And one fine day, explodes, does its damage. Like these guys who have lost their hard disk, their passwords, their login features. If this happens, see, every coded language, it's a computer language, right? Coded language. When a virus has come, it has done its damage. Bitcoin is not foolproof. It's not. It has its drawbacks in terms of technology. It's not perfect. And even if it's perfect now, imperfections will be created and made at some point. So when this happens, then what? Currency, physical cash you have, fine. In the bank, if there is a problem, fine. There are records for it. This one, if the records and everything else gets destroyed, then what? What if that mining farm or something, the whole system gets destroyed, infected, a hard disk failure, or no, forget hard disk failure, you lose the passwords, or passwords has been changed, or you can't log in. What do you do then? That guy who lost his passwords or his hard disk, lost, right, the money? So anyway, these were my questions. This was my analysis. My prediction is this Bitcoin hype, up, down, up, down, up, down, will continue. But it's not going to be accepted mainstream. Bitcoin, no. Elon Musk, one man against the whole world. There's only so much you can do. Right now, his hands are in too many things. Tesla, SpaceX, Boring, Solar City. And he has yet to make it a profitable venture. As a human being, you can only take so much stress, pressure, until the point you can't take it anymore. And we are human beings. We have something called health. We have something called, limits. Elon Musk is not Superman. He's not God. He's a human being. He's doing quite a lot, and I have nothing but respect for him for this. But when you're trying to change the world governments, when you're trying to change the financial sector, which is the strongest, when you're trying to change a system that the whole world is united against, you're going against them, you're not going to succeed. One man. Yes, there are these small time Bitcoin enthusiasts, Elon Musk followers, small time. But they're only fans and followers. When it comes to putting your skin in the game, they can only put limited. Nobody's ready to put everything of their savings, their life savings, everything into Bitcoin, because they know it'll fail. So anyway, this is my prediction. 44, let's see what happens. How many of you become rich? Please put your statement. Oh, I made millions. So let's come to know who are you great people. And you made millions. Okay, this month you sold all your Bitcoins. Then what's next? Finish? Honeymoon over with Bitcoin? Hey, can you buy a pizza? Can you go to a doctor and say, please accept Bitcoin? My wife is dying. Or you have to give cash. You can go to a government entity and say, yeah, renew my visa. Here's a Bitcoin. Will you go and buy a car? You'll not. You'll be like, tomorrow the value can be 40% higher. Why should I spend more on a depreciating asset like a car? So then what are you doing? You're just hoarding a Bitcoin, right? With the hope that it's going to be big. Well, then what is the use of this? No use. Just invest and leave. So this is what it comes down to. So this is my statement. This is my analysis. This is my prediction. Nothing more is going to happen. Maybe you'll get one or two big guys investing. Value will go up. Then after some, value will come crashing down. Good. 44. I'm waiting for it to reach 100,000, one Bitcoin. And then, I did it. Day-to-day usage, Baba, day-to-day usage. What is it? Zero, nothing, right? It's just, I have this Bitcoin. It's like a virtual game. I'm rich. Where does it reflect on anything else? just a Bitcoin is there in your wallet, right? Bit wallet in your app. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. This is me signing off. You guys take care.